The findings are startling. Hundreds of thousands of British consumers' financial details on sale in India at £8 a time. An investigation for Channel 4's Dispatches has discovered just how easy it is to buy personal details, the sale of which is illegal in both Britain and India. The banking union Amicus says it wants a parliamentary investigation into the outsourcing of financial information. Our reporter Sue Turton went undercover in India for the investigation and met a middleman apparently happy to sell data in breach of data protection.
Credit card number, expiration date, signature number, credit card type.
This man used to be a bank manager. Now he's offering to sell me financial details of UK customers. I'd gone undercover in India, posing as a businesswoman who wanted to set up a call centre selling financial products. He was offering me financial information on UK customers that my own agents could target. CJ Aurora had what he called leads, sensitive confidential details like credit card and bank account numbers.
I've got some sample leads also, which you can go through.
Excellent.
Customer's last name, first name, address.
Innocuous information to start with, but then it got more detailed.
Just bank sort code, account number, time with the bank, how long, credit card name, what the name appears on the credit card. This is the real thing for you, huh? Credit card number, expiration date, signature number, credit card type.
So as well as credit card numbers, the 3-digit code on the back of the card was also up for sale. Imagine if this information got into the hands of fraudsters.
What sort of numbers you were thinking of as having to get hold of? Is this many a month?
This is 100,000 leads required.
He was boasting that he could source the data of 100,000 people a month, details he claimed had been handed over by British consumers to an Indian call centre selling mobile phones. The price, £8 for each person's details. I left with the sample of data, which we had checked by an expert in the UK. It appeared to be genuine.
This is a sample Mr. Aurora gave me, the financial details of British customers. So what have we got here? Well, they're all their account numbers and their bank sort code numbers, all the credit card numbers, and even the 3-digit signature number on the back of the credit card. And they're all British banks, NatWest, HSBC, Barclays Bank and the Cooperative Bank. Now these are the details of just 7 customers. He was offering to sell me hundreds of thousands of these things.
We since put our allegations to Mr. Aurora. He denied any intention to supply stolen data, but said he'd taken part in discussions on the request of a business colleague. After further investigation turned up more data thieves in other Indian cities, we decided to track down someone in the UK whose details had been up for sale. Apart from a couple of glitches, his account details, credit card number and date of birth were all correct.
Obviously, it's quite shocking to have all the information, which is really quite essential for a fraudster or a thief. I mean, you can do anything with this information.
We asked the trade body for the IT and services industry in India, NASSCOM, for a comment on our investigation.
NASSCOM and its members are committed to working with the authorities in the UK and India to ensure that those responsible for any criminal breaches are promptly prosecuted.
I came to India to find out if our personal financial details were safe here, but I'm leaving with a strong impression that trading in sensitive data is common practice in the call centre industry. Sue Turton, Channel 4 News, Delhi.
Well, the Data Protection Act imposes a responsibility on UK companies working abroad to ensure their foreign partners protect confidential information. But is it failing to work? Well, joining me is Stuart Room, a partner at Rowe Cohen Solicitors, who's chairman of the National Association of Data Protection Officers. There doesn't seem to be much data protection there, and several different banks were in that list of customers that she was being offered.
That's right. The evidence that Dispatches have uncovered shows systematic breaches of data protection legislation.
So, is it widespread, do you think?
The evidence that I've seen, anecdotal evidence as a lawyer and academic evidence, points to it being very widespread. The documentary that's on TV tonight shows for the very first time video evidence of people selling data from call centres. And I think that Dispatches have only scratched at the surface. my suspicion is that this is very, very widespread. And when you look at cases over the past 12 or 18 months, you see many, many instances of big corporations in Europe, in the United Kingdom, in America, suffering these kind of scandals that dispatchers have uncovered.
Now, you know, the Amicus Union would say if we kept call centres in Britain, we wouldn't have this problem. Do they have a point?
They have a point to an extent that if you send data outside of Europe and there is a problem, getting it back, cleansing the data, taking legal action is always going to be harder. But I don't think that the UK industry is immune from any fault or any criticism. It's a global problem. You cannot attain 100% security. So Amicus may well be thinking of trade protectionism issues rather than privacy issues.
We didn't have any problem like this when call centres were in Britain, to be fair. Isn't it more to do with banks trying to save money because it's cheap in the call centres, and partly as a result it makes it easy for corrupt people to then make some money out of selling on details?
Well, the banks have obviously got an interest in keeping costs to a minimum, making as much profit, and that's why they send it abroad. So they have to take the rough with the smooth, and there's an inherent risk in countries that don't have adequate legislation of these problems occurring. I think the banks have got a lot to answer. Mobile telephony companies have got a lot to answer. And I think that there needs to be a further inquiry at the Information Commissioner's office into the evidence that dispatchers have uncovered.
Stuart Room, thank you very much.